Welcome to the Post-Purchase Pro podcast.
This is the only podcast that dives deep into post-purchase marketing to help Amazon sellers increase sales, ranking, reviews, and profits. It's everything that happens after the initial sale that makes a difference. We call this the back end.
Welcome to another episode of the Post-Purchase Podcast. Here today, I'm super excited. I have a special guest, Mr. Angus Zhou. Angus, welcome to the podcast, my friend. So a little bit of background on Angus. I met Angus maybe a month or two ago in Las Vegas, but he had traveled all the way from China to be there and was doing some business. And we really had a good conversation there. So I wanted to bring him on and share some of the things that he's doing that's a little bit different than other people out there. So Angus, welcome to the Post-Purchase Podcast from China.
Hello, Scythe. I'm very glad to be here. It's like 2 a.m. here, so it's quite different for me. I'm very glad to present in here at Post-Purchase Pro.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. So Angus, where exactly in China are you living right now?
I'm living in a city called Yiwu, which has the world's largest wholesale market. Probably heard about a Yiwu wholesale market. And Yiwu is a small city which is close to Shanghai and also close to Ningbo port.
Yeah. So Angus, that's what I thought that you would say. So if you guys remember a few years ago, Sean and I used to bring people to China. We specifically brought them to where Angus lives. We brought them to Yiwu because they have this amazing sourcing market. So Angus, let's talk a little bit about sourcing. And I know you work with a lot of Amazon sellers, which is our audience. So what advantages do you have living in Yiwu and living in China that, me as an Amazon seller, if I'm living in the United States or Europe, I don't really have those same advantages?
Right. So, where I'm living in Yiwu, we have the world's largest wholesale market, but that's only the part of the advantages. So our advantage is that we can connect with those industry zones, so we can found all of those factories instantly as our customer requests. So no matter what kind of products you're looking for, you send us some details, maybe a couple of images or the product links. We can instantly find out who are manufacturing those products. So that's kind of our advantages.
Yeah. So Angus, let's back up a little bit and describe for people what it is that you do and how you got into this business.
Sure. So I'm Angus, and right now I own a sourcing agent in Yiwu in China. So what we're doing here is that we work as a sourcing agent to help not only Amazon sellers but all of those uh, businesses or individuals who are buying from China and who are selling in the US or in some other countries. Maybe you're selling on Amazon platforms or your own websites, or maybe you have like a couple of retail stores. What we're doing is that we help you locate the right factories. We get your products done. If you want to customize your own brands, your own packages, we can help you to do that. And after all of that, we do the inspection and we ship the products all the way to your warehouse or to the 3PL or Amazon FBA.
Yeah. So Angus, why would somebody want to work with you versus trying to find like their own agent or working directly with a factory? What's the advantage to working with you?
So working with us is that we already have like we already have like the you know so many names of the factories. So those names of the factories we have already been working with them or who already have like a certain kind of relationship with us. So
Yeah.
it's very easy for us and fast for us to respond to our customers. So if you're going to find the products or suppliers on Alibaba, it takes you like hours and hours. But for us, it takes us like a few minutes. And the thing is that the factories, the names we found out we know them, and we've already verified and tested them. But for what you found on Alibaba, probably you enter a keyword, it will come up like so many different options, but you don't know which to go. But we know exactly where we go and who we're going to work with.
Oh yeah, great point. So Angus, what are the biggest mistakes that you're seeing? Amazon sellers and other people that are buying products from China. What mistakes are they making right now?
The mistakes, I think, is that they're. I think they just grab one product from, you know, they're doing some certain kind of product research, but they don't really know this type of products if it's going to be working, selling by themselves. So I
Yeah.
do have a very good experience is that I have a customer from Europe, but he's selling on Amazon US. What they're doing is that they're not doing one product because we are seeing mistakes. It's actually not a mistake. It's kind of like luck because there are so many sellers. They're starting out, so they just want to sell like one specific product. It's very hard for most of us to bring one specific item to be very successful in the first time. So this
Mhm.
customer, they had a very successful story is that they're testing out like 50 items. But what we're able to do is that for 50 items, every item we give them a very low MOQ. For example, every item we give them like 50 or 100 pieces for them to test out, to test the order in the Amazon FBA. So they make it very successful for 5% of them. That means it's like 25 or around 20. I mean around five, 2 to 5 products very successful in the end. So yeah, I think when you're mentioning about the mistake is that most of us, we're trying to make only one product to be
Yeah.
successful in the first time. That's like it's very hard. It's a very small chance.
So you're saying that maybe the average seller needs to offer us more items. That way they have a greater possibility of success. Is that what you're saying?
Because what we're seeing, because we're offering a solution for our customers to source from China. So I'm seeing that our customers need to be a little bit bold to try out a couple more items
Okay.
instead of invest only on one item, but they're putting so much efforts on finding and searching an item. But they can use us to find and search the item, but they can market more items, so they have a bigger chance to win, you know a couple of them among
Yeah.
50 or among 20 products.
Yeah, Angus, one of the strategies that we've used successfully is we test wide, meaning we test a lot of different products with small quantities before
Mhm.
we buy a really big order. So we may find 5 or 10 or 20 different items that we want to test, but we're only going to buy maybe 10 units of each. And we're going to have generic packaging and plain packaging, and then see which products sell the easiest and sell the fastest. And then as soon as we have a product that's selling well, then we can invest in the packaging and placing a bigger order and things like that. So I like what you said, that you don't really know, especially if you're new to Amazon, you don't know which products are going to take off and do the best. So you need to test more than one product. So great point, Angus. So Angus, you created this company called Minden Sourcing, and now you guys help um, a lot of people around the world do sourcing, right? So
Right, that's right.
mindensourcing.com is your website. So who is it that you're normally working with? Who's your perfect client?
So actually, MindianSocialNet.com, as you mentioned that we got actually your audience, it has a lot of customers who are selling on Amazon, but we're working with Amazon sellers, also sellers on Etsy and sellers on eBay, and also we have customers who are selling in retail stores. They have like a couple of them retail stores, the physical stores. So I would say that all of those there are perfect customers. They're buying from China. They're constantly trying different items. So I'd say those people who are importing from China, they have a very specific. They already know what they want. They already know what they are going to sell. Those are perfect customers for us, because there are customers, they're coming to us, but they don't really know what they want. That's a little bit hard for us. We cannot, so far our company, we cannot teach them what kind of items you need to sell. We can only to help those people who know what they want to sell.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, Angus, if somebody already has a product in mind, they already have been selling it themselves, or they have a new product idea and they want to source it, I guess they should just go to mindensourcing.com to get in touch with you.
That's right. So from MindenSourcing.com, you would see our you would see my direct number, and you would see our sales email, and you will see our contact details. So those who already know what they want, they can just drop us an email, with the details of the products they want,
Yep.
maybe an image and maybe a couple of links, and what is the basic requirements or ideas how they want to develop the products. Then we will go from there. We will normally get back to them like 24 to 48 hours in the working days. So they instantly know that how they can realize these ideas with the help from us.
Yeah, that's great. So sales at mindensourcing.com is a great email for you. So
That's
Angus,
right.
we like to have a fun section at the last part of our show here. So Angus, every time we ask this question, what is your all-time favorite business book?
What is your all-time favorite business? I'm not sure if I get this right, but I do read quite a lot of books, but for English versions,
Yeah.
Shoe Dog is quite a good book for me, wrote by the owner of Nike.
Oh yeah, Shoe Dog. Yes.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
that a good answer for this?
yeah, that's a great book. It teaches you a lot of lessons, doesn't it?
That's right. That's right. And I didn't like very well about the personal experience from the Nike's owner. I didn't remember his name right now,
Yeah.
exactly, but he's starting his own business also very young. It's around as at his 20s or something. So yeah, it's very impressive.
Yeah, that's a really good book. Phil Knight is his name.
Yeah,
But
yeah, Fair Nate. Yes, that's right.
so Angus, as we close out today's show, what should people where should people go to find out more about you? Should they just go to Minden Sourcing, or do you have social media or any place else that they should go?
MindenSourcing.com is more for our business. If and of course, I also keep in touch with all of our friends and customers on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel as well. If you
Okay.
just text input my name Angus Zhou on all of those social media channels, you will follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I have a YouTube channel talking about all of those importing experience, buying from China experience of there. I have yeah, I have like over 100 videos over there talking about how to use a sourcing agent, how to buy in from China. So I think I think that would be helpful as well. Yeah.
I love it. So, Angus, thank you so much for being a guest on the Post Purchase Podcast. For now, we're going to jump out of here, but we'd love to have you back in the future to talk about more sourcing tips and other things that people can use to do a better job bringing products to their customers around the world. So, thank you so much, Angus.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, this has been